Okay, hi. So this is Denis Oakley at Denis Oakley Strategy Consulting. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to talk about some of the questions I use when I'm stress testing customers' business models. This video is based on a workbook that I use with corporate clients on a 2-day workshop. You're more than welcome to download the guide. Just head over to the website or click on the link below and you'll be able to download it. Okay, so our first question, and we'll do one question per video, is how well do your value propositions align with your customer needs? So this is very applicable to larger companies who've been in business for a while and they've got a great value proposition. So for example, you may have a telecom company, say 20 years ago, British Telecom, it had a natural monopoly and it provided telephone services to people. But the quality of the calls, the quality of the customer services was pretty poor because the telecom companies, the value proposition had gone one way and the customers had gone the other. And this gap had opened up very, very significantly. In other cases, you've got people like Uber, for example, and there's always a tension in a company like Uber where it has got one value proposition focused on the customers, the people who are using the ride sharing, and then there's another value proposition that's aimed at the drivers who provide the assets, the cars or taxis, which they probably really are, for those customers. And there is this constant tension: who is getting the more money, who gets the rewards of the ride sharing, and should Uber get as much money as it does from matchmaking? And so there is this alignment issue in a lot of companies as to how well it fits. And so the question for you here is, have you a good match or have you a poor match? And so some additional questions to consider: why have your value propositions become misaligned? Yeah, what have been the root causes? Is it been that the market has changed significantly? Has it been that customers have changed? Has it been that you've just not done anything and you've just kept on churning out the cash from this part of the business over time? What were the root causes? And is it a problem that's specific to my business, or is it an industry focus? So, for example, in the telephone case, that's very much a case that most of the telecom monopolies in the 1980s treated their customers in exactly the same way. It was a problem with the structure of the industry, the monopoly provision. Whereas in the case of Uber, other companies are less arrogant and are more focused on the customers. So, for example, you can see companies that are very, very focused on delivering the value to the customers, and they don't leave track of what they're doing. What should management have done to prevent this? Now, not saying it's management's fault. It may not have been anything that management could have controlled, or maybe they could have controlled it. Yes, so looking to see whether you're in a position here because you've had lots of good luck, whether you've had lots of bad luck, whether you've screwed up, or there's been lots of good planning. Yeah, so it's understanding how your business has worked to bring you to this position, because having that insight means that you're far more able to actually make sure that you are able to benefit from the insights that you get from answering this question. And then this leads naturally on to the next question of, what are the steps that I need to take now? How misaligned is your value proposition from what your customers require? How far away, relatively or absolutely, is it from being the best value proposition in the market that's available to customers for solving the particular problems that they are facing? And again, do you know enough about what your customers really want? Within many companies, you will find that there is groupthink that, yes, this is what we want. I mean, 10 years ago, going back to the Uber example, a lot of taxi companies thought that they were doing a great job. Yeah, the taxi quality was slowly getting better. They were slowly bringing in lots of interesting things, in-car TVs in the UK. I remember seeing a startup working on that. And it was all going great. Call centres were better trip planning. This was absolutely great. But none of this was really understanding what the customers wanted. Yeah. So when Uber came along, certainly where I live, there was this massive abandonment of taxis because the value proposition was fundamentally misaligned with what customers wanted. It wasn't on time, it wasn't cheap, it wasn't clean, it wasn't safe. Those are big problems. And often, until we stare these problems full in the face, we don't realize how bad they are. It's very easy to live in the cocoon of our own business comfort. So that's it for today. Join me for the next one, where we continue looking at issues with the value proposition and how we stress test those in our business model. My name is Denis Oakley. This is Denis Oakley Strategy Consulting. Do sign up, do subscribe, head over to the website, sign up for my emails. And if you need your business model stress tested, or if you can see big threats that are coming close to your company that are going to mean that you need significant changes in the future, give me a call and I'll see how we can help you.